What's going on, you guys? Welcome back to another video. So I'm sorry if I have like this sleepy look on my face because I literally just woke up from a nap. Y'all know I had been off from work for a week for the spring break vacay, and I just got to get back into the swing of things at work. You got to get back into working again when you've been just sitting at home not doing nothing, chilling and relaxing. And then I came home and I was like, dang, I feel like I worked 12 hours and I only worked 7 hours today, and that's 7 hours for like 12 hours. So I came home and slept and had a good nap. So I'm like, let me hurry up and get this video out there so it, I won't be too late uploading. In this video, I want to talk about a couple of things. And the first thing I want to speak on is 4 things that drives the narcissist super mad. And all of us who have dealt with a narcissist, I'm pretty sure we have all ran across the time when they have just went into a complete rage. And, we just seen them go to, just from 1 to 100 real quick. And there was no, like calming them down. They don't want to be calm. They want to rage out at you because they want to take away your voice to argue the fact. That's why they become that way. And it's like there's just no settling them down. The narcissists, they want to be the victim. They never take responsibility for their actions. And they're usually the ones, who cause that moment, to where they go into complete rage. And a lot of times it's because you call them out on something. Of course, they cannot be approached for, their shortcomings. They just hate to be asked, like, why did you do this? And, when you hold them accountable for things, they don't know how to handle it. So they just go off the deep end. They just don't know how to be an adult and, settle their differences with anyone. They just wanted you to feel like that you're always at fault for, whatever the situation is. But 4 things that makes them go mad. Now, this is outside of just a narcissist regular, just that regular rage reaction. But 4 things that make them go mad is, number 1, your quietness. When you're quiet, like when you're just this quiet type of person, that's one thing that narcissists hate about people. And that's why I know that I'm hated so much by people, because they don't know how to accept that, that thing about my personality as being just this quiet person. They don't know how to accept it. Some people, they question it and they respect it. Some people admire it. Some people is like, man, I wish I could be like that. But a narcissistic individual, they don't know how to accept that about you. Now, the other quiet that they can't accept is the fact that you're giving them a taste of their own medicine. Like when they just go silent on you out the blue for no reason at all, when you give them, that same treatment, they don't know how to accept it because they don't know how to case you. And so their first reaction is just to go mad, and that's when they take these digs at you to really try to degrade you and make you feel like a horrible person just because you're giving them the same treatment that they have given you time and time again. The narcissists, they can give it, but they can't take it. And so that's what they don't like, because your quietness, it sets boundaries. And those boundaries include, the gray rock method, just the 1-word answers. If you absolutely have to communicate with the narcissist, if you can't just go, full silent mode on them because you have to live with the narcissist, it creates boundaries. And of course, they don't respect boundaries. They hate boundaries because it takes a power. It kind of gives them, it makes them think that you're telling them, I'm in control, which you kind of are. But it's like, this is not a game to you. This is your life. This is about maintaining peace of mind. And the narcissists, they don't look at it that deeply. They just look at it as a way to get, offended by the fact that you are choosing you and you're choosing to be at peace. The second thing that makes the narcissist go mad is privacy, because this creates instant curiosity and it makes them go insane. When you're the private type of person, the narcissist, they feel entitled to your business already. And when you give them very little to go on, they have very little to talk about, and they don't have that much to smear you about, even though they're going to still try to smear you just for the simple fact that that's just who they are. They're just those wicked type of people. But when you don't give them much to go on as far as being private, that makes the narcissist work even harder trying to find out things about you. And it makes them curious, which is why they're going to go and try to dig up information about you and find out, what's been going on with you. That's why it's good to have a private social media account. It's good to have a private account. It's good to change your number if you can. It's good to let people know that you don't want to be contacted, and just kind of hold back on a lot of stuff from people who are mutual friends with a narcissist. Because again, the less they know about you, the less they can discuss about you, you know, and that just makes them go more and more insane. So the third thing that makes them go mad is your discreetness, if that's a word. Because being discreet keeps them in the dark because it's like you're moving in silence. A narcissist, they can't handle it when they don't know your next move. See, over here, we play chess, not checkers. And the narcissist, we're on a whole nother level from them. Our mind frame is way different from theirs. And so they're not expecting you to be on that intelligence level. They're not expecting you to, hit them out of nowhere with something like that, because not only that they think they know you so much, they think that they're entitled to know every move you're going to make. So when you move quietly, that puts them on edge because they don't know which way to go. They just don't know which direction to take next to try to follow you around and know everything that's going on about you. So that drives them crazy, and it keeps them in the dark. And the narcissists hate to be kept in the dark because they feel entitled to your business. So to me, that's a savage move. That's why I call myself a savage in a sense, whereas when I'm dealing with toxic people, they think that they got the up on me, but they really don't. But they don't need to know the next move that I'm going to make because they don't know what I'm going to come up with next. So, you always have to stay on top of things as far as your plans with dealing with the narcissist and the measures that you're going to take to, to coexist with them and how you're going to deal with them. You don't have to let them know the next move you're going to make, like as far as couples who are going through a separation or you're trying to figure out how you're going to co-parent with that narc. Don't tell them your plans. Keep them in the dark. They don't need to know every move you're going to make, but again, that drives them insane when they don't know your plans. And the fourth thing is being secretive. And that's still like the same thing of being discreet. Being secretive, though, is like your personal life. They don't need to know who you're dealing with. They like to throw in your face after a breakup, who they're seeing now and how much better that person is for them. They just make up this stuff like if they're so much more peaceful now since you're out of the way. But they're only doing this to you to get a reaction out of you. The narc don't really feel that way, where in my experience, the narcissist will just completely make this up just to see if you still care, to kind of see if they still got control of the situation that they had over you. But once you show them that you don't care, just give them that nonchalant attitude, which you shouldn't, because it's all a mind game. This drives them crazy. Be secretive about your personal life going forward after breaking it off with the narcissist, or going through a separation, or some people, they still have to live with the narc because they're going to make it difficult, to just come to a peaceful agreement that leading to, a co-parenting and everything. They want to continue to be there and make your life a living hell. But when you move on and you start to enjoy life again and you meet new people, and everything is there that you haven't had in a long time, and now you're able to just, just breathe again and just have a sigh of relief. It's like, don't let the narcissist know anything about that part of your life. They'll see it in your glow. They'll see it anyway. But you don't have to discuss it with them, because it's like when you do that, you give yourself up. Again, we play chess, not checkers. You give yourself up when you tell them too much about what you're planning to do. They don't need to know all that. Let them think what they want to think. But again, it drives them crazy when you are secretive. And, being secretive just kind of sets, it sets the boundaries for privacy. Like, they don't have the right to just disrespect you and just, like my narc ex back in the days, when I had moved on and met someone new, and I remember it was Christmas time. And so we were just at the house and everything, and, we were watching Christmas movies and just all that kind of stuff, just enjoying each other's company, me and the new guy that I had met. The narcissist, it's like he felt because we have children together that he just can pop up out of the blue bringing a Christmas tree, a real life Christmas tree. And I don't like real trees in my house because I really can't stand the smell. Some people like it and some don't. I don't. And I don't like the needles off the tree just falling all over the place. And it's like he made a complete mess when he brought that giant thing in my house. I felt like he was being very disrespectful, and he was trying to give a message to my new guy friend that, look, this is, this is my territory, and he's protecting his territory, and that he had the right to just pop up. And then he brought his friend who's like a bodyguard, like a bodybuilder. Like, what? You're doing like the most. just to try to prove yourself. Like narcissists are they are so fake and they are such cowards. Like that wasn't even necessary. First of all, if you really cared about bringing a Christmas tree for your kids, we should have had this conversation before you just popped up. Because, not only that he knew I had moved on, he was just trying to show that he's still in control and he, like he got it like that. I can just come around when I want to and I don't have to ask for nothing because we have kids together, so I don't have to ask for permission to come. It's like it wasn't even about the kids. Because when you came to the house, the children were in an after school program that I remember. And the after school program used to last pretty late in the evening. They used to get home sometime as late as 7 o'clock at night, just in time to eat, which they would eat at the after school program and get home and homework and get settled in bath and bed and we talk and all that kind of stuff. But the thing about it is, why are you popping up? It's like they just feel like they have the right to do things like that. Like when you don't set those boundaries, they're going to do it. And even when you set boundaries, they're going to cross those boundaries and do things to just disrespect you. But don't let them know what's going on with your personal life. Let them just, just follow up on, just find out about it to the point where it just drives them crazy because they weren't expecting that, and that really drives them insane when they find out that, dang, you really have met someone new. Like, you're really not trying to give me a second chance again. And when you show them that you mean business, maybe they'll fall back a little bit, but most likely not, but you don't have to let the narcissist know everything that's going on in your personal life. They love to play victims and they get this, the target of narc syndrome. They develop that to the point where they want everybody to know that you mistreat them. And they try to beat you to speaking on y'all's relationship and would cause the breakup. They're trying to beat you to people so that you can speak about it. And it's like, that just goes to show that you're guilty and you're lying and you're just trying to hurt me. It just goes to show that because of how fast they move. They move in a way to where it's very, like they say, they're very cutthroat and sneaky. And they snake you. Those are the type of people that will really betray you and hurt you, who's constantly talking behind your back, smear your name, and trying to get other people, to speak against you. The narcissist will do whatever to try to destroy you. But they develop that target syndrome, like if you're after them. Another thing I remember with my ex is how he wanted people to see me as a crazy person. Like, she crazy, she trying to hurt me. And I'm like, I was wondering why were people, sometimes you will know what a person thinking by the way that they look at you, and it's like a dead giveaway. I've always had discernment. I just developed, like not long ago, a strong discernment. But back then, I always, God always put it in my spirit that, these people, they're being told something about you, So just be careful because they're going to already kind of prejudge you as being someone who's unstable. And the only thing is, back then, I never really understood why, but I knew what they were thinking. It's like I just knew how they felt about me, by the reaction that they used to give me. And, just always giving me a cold shoulder. And like, they just didn't know me and they didn't like me, because of something you heard. You didn't know anything about me, but you heard that I was unstable and that I'm crazy. I'm an evil old baby mama trying to keep my kids away from their dad. It's like he had already kind of got ahead and set that negative tone of me and try to make me to be just this horrible character, and stuff like that. So they do stuff like that. They love to play victims and get the narc target syndrome. And that's pretty much all I wanted to talk about in this video. A few more things I wanted to speak on, but I'm gonna save it for the next video because I'm going into almost 20 minutes and it's gonna take a long time to upload this one. But yeah, I just hope that y'all, just put yourself first. Continue to put yourself first and don't give the narcissist so much of your power by allowing them to manipulate you and get inside. Like, what the truth is at some point, because it's like the narcissist, they won't let you get out of that mind frame. So it comes a time when you can't help but to question it. And you're not just questioning things for nothing. When you're constantly in your own thoughts and wondering, why do I always feel that way? That's when you should kind of move back from giving a narcissist what they're used to. Once you take away what you have given someone for so long, you'll start to see a difference. It's going to either make you or break you. And that's just something to think about. Like, if it's not making it, bringing any positivity to your life or anything, you know, or making you just feel free, or you just feel like a burden has been lifted. You know, you just feel more lighter than you have been. Then you know that it's the narcissist and you're carrying dead weight. The moment you finally cut that dead weight off, you feel a little more free. You know, you feel lighter and you can think clearer as well when you start to kind of experiment with yourself and just see, you know, like, let me see how to put this, like, what'll happen if I just, you know, if I just don't talk to this person for a couple of days and just see how they're going to react. Because a person who gives you this negative reaction, like if they have to get revenge on you, like if you've done something wrong, you know, usually we get that from narcissistic people. They can't handle when they don't hear from you on a regular basis because they have to have that control. They have to know that they're going to hear from you and they better hear from you or else. When a person starts to show you that side of them is when you know you have to cut back. You have to cut back dealing with people like that because the longer you engage with people like that who are very toxic and unstable, you know, the worse it's going to be for y'all's relationship or friendship. You know, so sometimes you just have to test the waters, just kind of see what'll happen. And not saying doing it because you're, you know, you don't have bad intentions. You're just doing this just to see maybe if I change some of my habits, maybe if I change the way I deal with certain people, I probably have a different outcome for myself, you know. So it's all about maintaining peace of mind at the end of the day. So thank y'all for watching. Leave your thoughts down below, and I will talk to you soon.